What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I appreciate y'all coming, and if you're new to the channel, thank you for coming as well. I hope you get a chance to go check out some other content. I'm more than sure you'll find something that you like. All right, long intro. I really hope that y'all have a couple of minutes because I had some stuff that happened this weekend that really kind of influenced some changes that are possibly coming to the channel. All right, I had a couple weekends ago, or a couple weeks ago, I had a friend of mine call me up and he's like, "Hey, look, I got something that's going on in a couple weeks. I want to know if you're interested." I was like, "What you got?" He's like, "Well, I got a fishing tournament / like getaway retreat type thing that has been extended to the Veterans Outpost, and we're looking for people that want to go. I know you like fishing, so would you like to go and represent Veterans Outpost?" Which I'll get into later on what Veterans Outpost is. They're a great, hands down, great group of people. They're doing really good things. Anyway, so I was like, all right, bet. So I went to go and represent them. The people that were throwing this on they're known as a nonprofit called NDC Outdoor Legacy. I don't have a whole lot of information. They're very, very new. This was the only second time that they've done this fishing tournament. So they were still trying to figure things out, but phenomenal job. My hat's off to y'all. I appreciate you, Mike and Josh. Thank y'all. And for Frank and David, thank y'all for inviting me. I really appreciate it. Frank and David are two gentlemen that I am hopeful to be working with here soon, making some videos for Veterans Outpost, which is it's a nonprofit organization that helps veterans with PTSD and other mental health disorders that they have occurred through their combat deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan, and also through other places in the world. They're doing really good things. They're still building up. They're still trying to create what they're wanting and their final mission, but they're in the process. They're still doing things, and my God, they are growing fast. They really are. But moving forward, without wasting any more time, I know this is a long intro. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I had to get that off my mind. Not only did I go on this fishing trip and go through this tournament, but my team won the tournament and I got biggest fish. That right there is my trophy that I won this weekend. So, hey, your boy's doing things. So anyhow, without wasting any more time, we are still doing a reaction video. This video is going to be Chris Peterson, "Why Freedom Isn't Free, He Still Pays the Price." So without wasting any more time, let's get in it. Written to honor the sacrifices of our veterans. Please help share the message. Absolutely.
I was a sergeant in the Army, combat engineer, fought in Iraq, and ever since I've been back, it's been a battle. I was a trailblazer. Drove the roads and it was brutal. I took 6 direct hits. It changed me. I couldn't sleep at night. I had nightmares. I didn't leave my house for 6 months after I came home. I went down in my bedroom and just crawled in a hole.
All right, so everything that dude said is 100% true. I still, from time to time, go through periods of, the only thing I know to call it is depression. But I don't necessarily feel depressed. I just don't want to be around people. I don't want to associate with anybody. I just want to be left alone by everyone. My wife, my kids, my family. Like, I don't want to be around people at all. And I mean, and I feel bad because my kids don't deserve that. My wife doesn't deserve that. My family doesn't deserve that. My friends don't deserve it. You know, it's like, but you just want to crawl in a hole and just be alone. And it's hard. It's really hard to explain, but it's so It's terrible, honestly.
He left home when he was 18, had a life by the reins, a head full of dreams. They sent him to war in some foreign land. Was only a boy, but he came back a man, and now he tries to forget all the places he's been. The face in the mirror reminds him again, and that jaded soul that keeps looking back would give it all to forget the past.
It's not to say that you've gone out there to purposely have done stuff and did things and whatnot that you just wouldn't, that you would regret, but it's you go there and do things, and because you have to. It's not because you want to. You do them because you have to. Otherwise, you don't get to go home and see your family. You don't get to go be with your friends or live out any other aspirations that you might have in life. And to be 100% honest, there's some of us that, man, we get low enough that even those aspirations aren't enough to keep us going. But
no one knows the way he feels. Only God knows why his wounds won't heal. They say that freedom isn't free.
fact.
And in his eyes it's plain to see. And though he lives, he still feels lost. And the battle rages on. And he still pays the price. I thank the Lord above each night that he had the strength to go. Now don't you let him stand alone, 'cause he still pays the price.
This really hits close for me, because you never know when you're gonna have those episodes where something happens and you start to relive those memories and relive those things that are happening or that have happened in the past. And I'll be the first to say that this doesn't just specifically go, it's what it's talking about, but it doesn't just specifically go for veterans, combat veterans and stuff like that. This can go for any walk of life, but in this, obviously, he's still paying the price for all of the things that he's had to sacrifice for who he was before he went to war to who he ends up being afterwards. Something you never get back.
In that desert hell, he watched his best friend die. Visions of that day still haunt him at night. He does what he can to escape it all. Prescription pills and alcohol.
So this is the part, obviously, where the depression kicks in, and you're doing whatever you can to try to forget it, to try to escape all those feelings, escape how all of this stuff is compiling on your shoulders, and you want the relief. So you turn to drugs, you turn to alcohol, you turn to some people self-mutilation, detachment, seclusion. There's a lot of different avenues that are approached, and the two most predominant ones is alcohol and drug abuse.
He sends up a prayer and cries, show me the way. And searching for light through the pouring rain. They say that freedom isn't free, and in his eyes it's plain to see. And though he lives, he still feels lost, and the battle rages on, and he still pays the price. I thank the Lord above each night.
One of the hardest things to do, and it's weird to say that it's hard, because in the moment it doesn't seem hard, but a lot of it is because you're trained. That your training that you go through, you repeat and repeat and repeat until it becomes second nature. And in the heat of the moment, you see your battle go down and you react to it. You clear the danger, and then you go grab your guy. Or if you sometimes you're able to grab them and just snatch them out of dangers that ain't, the danger that is present, and bring him into where you hope you can render some aid to him. And sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But the hard part is when you go back and relive those moments, knowing that sometimes it's just nothing you could do.
That he had the strength to go. Now don't you let him stand alone, 'cause he still pays the price. So if you see him there, lift him up. Do your best to show your love. When you pass by, reach out your hand, 'cause men like him built this land.
That's when I tell you all the time. When you see a veteran, don't just thank them. Ask them how they're doing. Talk to them. Let them know that you really care.
They say that freedom isn't free, and in his eyes it's plain to see. And though he lives, he still feels lost, and the battle rages on, and he still pays the price. I thank the Lord above each night that he had the strength to go. Now don't you let him stand alone, 'cause he still pays the price. He still pays the price. He still pays the price.
Man, that's a really good song. I've never heard this song. I happened to come across it today, and I watched a couple seconds of it, and I had to do it. But don't think that you're don't think that it's unwanted for you to come and say something to a veteran. So I mean, I'll never turn anybody away that wants to thank me for my service and stop and have a conversation. I mean, you never know. You might catch me on a bad day, and that conversation that you have with me might be what actually stops me from pulling that trigger that day. You never know. It might just be the thing that I need. It may just be the thing that any veteran needs. Don't be afraid. I really felt inspired over the weekend while I was out at this fishing tournament. I mean, it was great that I was able to, our team was able to win. I won the biggest fish, and all of those things are great. But the best thing that I was able to gain from this was the ability to be around other veterans and be able to relax and not constantly have to be on guard. I felt, and that's what these organizations like Veterans Outposts and stuff is supposed to be for. You come together with other veterans, and with that comes that sense of relaxation from not, you have other, what we call battle buddies. We have other veterans that are there, and we have that sense of security that comes with that because we're trained to rely on those people who we also know that have had that same training. And we need to get more of our guys out there into these things. If you know somebody that needs it, or you need it yourself, reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out. We'll get you somewhere for sure. This sort of thing is very needed within the veteran community. And like I said, I got to see something this weekend that I hadn't seen before, and it's kind of got a new hold on me. So, like I said before in the video, there's going to be some different content that's going to come out, some vlogs type stuff, probably a few interviews and stuff like that with veterans and with some of these organizations to kind of give people an idea of what's going on. So I hope y'all are ready for that. If you've made it this far in the video, though, go hit that sub button. Help support the channel. Help me grow so I can reach more people. I love y'all. Y'all be good. We'll catch y'all in the next one.